Okay, another video around Salavan. This is the cave that becomes quite famous at the moment. It's called Phou Pha Souk. This is the entrance, and you have to report before you come because they switch on the lights for you, which is always pleasant if you didn't bring any. So this is the first chamber that you arrive at, and that's where it's heading. So let's go have a look. Needless to say that this is the first time ever that I got here. I'm definitely not the only one that shot some video here, but I'm not sure when the most recent was. Oh, great. They've put a walkway here as well. Alright. So we are getting into where the water flows. Here we get into basically the first larger cave chamber. With a little stream in here. That's where we came from. Oh wow. Nice stalagmite or stalactite formation. And it's going up again. Impressive, no? The adjoining chamber just up the steps that you just saw, with fantastic limestone drip formations. And I'm happy to see that this cave has so far not yet been that is where we came from. Luckily not as made like a Christmas tree like the first cave that you enter when you plan to visit the caves in Takek, on the Takek loop. Which I didn't even bother shooting any video of. This is lovely. Impressive rock formations. And further up you see the stalactites. No, I must say, if you like caves, then head straight down here. Little stream cool mountain water. So this is the third space that you enter, this third room. And I have no idea, but from earlier information I've read that this is about 4 kilometers long. I won't go that far as I don't like to ride in the dark and need to make it back to Pak Se tonight. So here we go. As I arrived at the little place upstairs, I'll show you later when I get back. Lovely lady followed me up the mountains on her motorbike with a big bag and tickets, plus the key, as apparently I'm the only one inside at the moment. So she switched on the lights for me, and then we walked down the stairs towards the gate, which is the entrance to the cave. And she had to open the cave to let me in. Be careful, slip. Luckily I don't wear any. This is what the fourth room with the river flowing. All limestone, beautiful limestone drip formations, glittering like diamonds. What a fantastic place. Everywhere you look, you find these limestone drip formations. Some of them got so heavy that they've broken off. I hope they all remain solidly fixed to the ceiling for my time in here, because I left my helmet on the motorbike. I think they made a fantastic job out of opening this up for tourism. Great walkways where needed. They've put planks and stuff. I don't know if I mentioned the entrance fee, but it's 30,000 kip for the lovely lady to open the gate for you, switch on the lights for you, and I've paid another 20,000 kip for the pleasure of parking my bike upstairs, which is fine. It is not that, or at least not yet, that cold inside the cave. I recall entering Ban Khamthong cave that is close to Konglor, of which I will make a video in a later stage. But even entering the first dome that is open to the outside, I think the temperature drop was, well, probably 5 to 7 degrees centigrade. Here I haven't noticed the temperature difference that much yet. We may later. Let's walk on a little bit further. Look at this. A limestone waterfall in the middle of the cave. How nice is that? What an amazing place! What an amazing place! Walkways are maintained well and solid. That must have been dripping for ages. Look at this one. Holy moly. Let's continue. I know it's been quite some time since I last visited the caves in France, of which most of them will be closed by now. I don't remember the names, but I entered the one with the prehistoric drawings as well. That was closed down for public due to the paintings deteriorating from the breathing out of all the tourists that were walking past in droves. Oh, it looks like we need to go through the water now, or do we? Let me have a look around the corner, okay? So, for now, it's January 9th. The crossing or the water height inside the cave is pretty okay, and you can so far manage to cross dry. You just need to balance yourself along that outcrop of limestone. Great, let's go on. Some parts of the walk inside the cave, the lights have not been replaced yet. And it gets pretty dark. When leaving Pak-se, I remember thinking maybe I need to pack a flashlight. and then walked out without. Not sure if I'm going to continue, but let's see. Well, like a moth attracted by the light, I made it to the next room. Signs here say do not touch. Not sure yet what that is all about, but maybe we'll encounter some fragile stalactite, stalagmite, I never know which one is up and which one is down, formations. Well, I'm sure there will be cavemen that want to go further. I think this is it for me. Not only because I have to cross water here, and with my open sport shoes, I think I will call it a day. I'm gonna head back now, and maybe I will video some more formations that always look different when you come from the other side, when worthwhile. So happy you are joining me into this cave, and for interested people, it's about 30 to 35 kilometers outside of Salavan city. So if you're doing the loop, it's a little off the direction, yet I think very worthwhile. All right, see you in a bit. Going the wrong way. I need to go there. Okay, made it back across the boulders without so far getting my feet in the water. It is a beautiful place. Make sure you bring some good shoes as you walk most of the way inside the cave on pebble tracks. That's an interesting row of stalagmites. There must be a crack in the sandstone or in the granite, I don't know what is up here, where the limestone seeps through after the rains. and form this nice row of stalagmites or stalactites, whatever it is that comes from the top. Bohu. Here's another nice little walkway that the tourism department has put in place, so you can cross the little stream easily enough. Wow. Another underground dome filled with limestone drippings, stalagmites, stalactites. Here, luckily, the lights are more not only present but also illuminated, which makes going on uneven surfaces all that more easy. Another bridge. Well, once again, as I mentioned prior, at the Sitep Park in Thailand, for this 30,000 kip entrance here in Sitep, it's 120 baht, but in both locations, I think the entrance fee is well spent, seeing what effort is being made to accommodate tourists in the form of walkways, river crossings, little bridges, staircases, concrete put in place. I think they've done a fantastic job, no? I have absolutely no idea what time it is, because that's typically one of those things that happens when you walk in amazing locations, being it underground or in the forests or at the old Khmer temples. The one thing that you get lost in is track of time. At least I am. This cave, by the way, is very much still growing in stalagmites and stalactites. As you can see, the glittering of the water droplets soaking down through the mountain and bringing with it the diluted limestone, which is then again deposited on the rocks that they drip off from. The water evaporates and the limestone adds another micrometer, millimeter of limestone to the formation. I find it fantastic. Let's see if that shows on video, those little flickerings. In these formations. Silica or something, I have no idea. Here another boulder with these nice flickering parts. And if everything is well, this will be the way to the exit again. So, no idea how far I have entered, but this is a nice tight or mite, and some of the lesser educated stuck a 500 kip note on there. You can't really make this shit up. Anyway, this is almost grown together. So most of the walkways are like this, either sandy or with river pebbles, and I guess wherever needed you'll find, and this looks a very recent one, a beautiful concrete staircase right alongside the drippings. In this first part of the cave, everything is well lit. You can stop and admire the formations. I know depth is always a bit of an issue on cameras, but here we go in steep down, about, well, what would I say, 25-30 steps to get back to a lovely serviced sandy walkway. Here's another fantastic formation with all these glitters. And all along a lovely stream. I think I came from this way. Can I have a peek there? Why not? A bit too dark for my liking without a flashlight. Back in the wild and the sunshine. There's a little stair climbing to do before getting to the parking lot. Well, not that much, but I would say maybe a 250, 300 meters of stairs. Not too bad. But also this is well maintained. Here we are at the parking lot. Worth a visit. Do come. Thank you for being with me. Ciao. So an idea if you plan to stay in Salavan, in town. There's a lot more to see and do here. It's worth spending a couple of days, I think. Tam Palösi, Tam Kheo, Tam Din, Tam Kaleng, Tam Kaleng, Tam Mai Hai, and Tam Malay, Tam Malayu. Go check it out. Fantastic here. Fantastic. Ciao.